I'm back. This is Dupi Singer, and this is my Jacob's Way TV. This is episode 20. Hope rising. I think you are doing well. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. For the Lord is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better for you and for me in Jesus' mighty name. Now, I ended episode 19 by saying that I got a word of knowledge from my lecturer that was teaching us Holy Spirit in a class of about 3,000 people, saying that somebody was too proud to go and spread wares on the street. Now, the flowers that came up in my dream and the flowers that the man of God mentioned were flowers that I called Satin Roses. I was taught how to make those artificial flowers in my dream. Please remember what I said. I was taught how to make those artificial flowers in my dream. And I was selling them and making good money. And at a point, I was using them to decorate events. In those days when it was not common for you to use artificial flowers to decorate events, I had started to use them to decorate events. They were taught me divinely. They were taught me divinely. And I always tend to think that my Satin Roses could bring me wealth. There was nothing that will make you disagree with that. After all, in my own view, it was God that taught me how to make Satin Roses. So why would they not bring me wealth? So when the man of God said, take your wares to the streets and don't be proud, I knew that maybe God was opening, I thought God was opening an avenue for me to make good money. You know, it's money that normally comes to mind first for many of us. By that time, my wares in my showroom that were doing well before were no more doing well. So I said maybe that is God's strategy of going out to sell in the open. And of course, if you have a particular kind of status, you will never be able to take your wares to the streets. So Wolf B was over. I can never forget, it was 31st of October, the last day of October. I was in the October batch that year, and so the first day of November of that same year, after school, I took my roses. One day I'm going to show you how I packaged them. And I went to look for that piece of land in Lagos State that I had seen in my dream. That place that my uncle in the dream had taken me to and had said my auntie wanted me to decorate. I had a driver then who was a deacon in his own church and who had stayed with me because he was a spiritual person. Many of the other members of staff had left me. So I called him. I said, Leke, the Lord has commanded me to go and spread my wares on the street. He looked at me and shrugged his shoulders and said to me, I know you to be a woman of prayers. If not, it will make sense to me. So where are we going? So I told him the direction. and he drove me towards the direction, far away from my own house. When we got to a particular place close to the land, Leke said, "Mommy, this place is good enough for us to spread our wares." I said, "No. When I get to where I'm going, I will know." So when I got to where I was shown in my dream, I asked him to slow down. And lo and behold, I found that footpath, the footpath that I saw in my dream. I saw it physically on the ground. It actually led from one highway to another highway, just like I saw it in my dream. And I had been instructed that that was the beginning of my own measurement, and I knew where to stop. So I told Leke, let's spread our flowers out and stand by the side of the road and see what God is going to do. Maybe we are going to get a good buyer today and go back home with a lot of money. So we spread the flowers. I tried to do it in an attractive way and waited a whole day. Nobody came. Leke asked me again, "Mommy, are you sure you heard the Lord?" And I said, "Yes, I heard him." You see, God is the author of communication. When he's ready to speak to you, there will not be any ambiguity. When you say what he's saying is ambiguous, it is like saying you are saying two different kinds of things at the same time, and the person that is listening to you cannot decipher which one you are saying particularly. God will not talk to you like that. He will make you know exactly what he's saying. I had a conviction in me, even though I had not seen anything like that before, or heard anything like that before. But I had a conviction in me, and I wanted to prove to myself and to God that I wasn't proud. How can I be proud against God? For crying out loud. And I was a very unhappy person. Don't forget, around this time, maybe God just paid my debt. And my first reaction is, if God had come to me and say, "Come, you this girl, do you not have the power to pay your debt?" And I say, "Yes, Lord, I know you can do all things." And he says, if I ask you to go and spread your wares on the road for me to be able to pay your debt, would you do that? I asked myself, would I not jump at it? Nobody else wanted to do that for me. Nobody else wanted to help me. So it was my lifeline, as it were. And I had contacted faith on a very high level from Wolfby. May God bless Wolfby. May God bless the people who put Wolfby together. May God bless my sister that took me to Wolfby. I was brought up in the household of God. We are a people of faith. But I tell you, the level of faith I contacted at Wolfby was far higher than the one I had ever seen before. I was determined to stay with God. He had paid my debt. Who else will I go to? In fact, by the time I was leaving Wolfby, I was crying like a baby. I had enjoyed the presence of God so much that I was almost begging God to let me stay there forever. I didn't want to go back to the world, as it were. But then we have to go back and mingle with the world. It is just that Jesus expects us to separate ourselves from the world. This story is just beginning to be very interesting, even to me. I stayed on the side of a highway, spread my wares, sat down there under the tree, waiting for buyers. What followed? You have to wait for episode 21 to see the continuation of the story. But I'll end today's episode by singing, "The Lord knows the way through the wilderness. All I have to do is to follow. The Lord knows the way through the wilderness. All I have to do is to follow. Strength for today and love all the way, and all that I need for tomorrow. The Lord knows the way through the wilderness. All I have to do is to follow. Follow, follow, I will follow Jesus. Everywhere, anywhere, I will follow him. Follow, follow, I will follow Jesus. Anywhere he leads me, I will follow him. This is my Jacob's Way TV. I am Dupi Dupi Singer. Subscribe, share, please share. Don't be selfish, share. And hit the notification button and leave a comment. Bye bye. I love you.